again, if you want to turn it on, you can push the button here. You can push the button up top. Don't worry about the auto bilge because you added the float switch. So that is a true auto bilge. This auto bilge it's a generic auto thing. It's really not auto. All that does is the computer turns the bilge pump on every 3 minutes. Lets it spin. If it senses resistance, it knows that there's water, it'll leave it on to pump the water on. However, if you shut the battery switch off, that side doesn't work. So your switch that we've added is a true auto bilge. That auto bilge is generic. It's just It's only when the thing's running. So you'll notice in the video, if you watch the video, you read the manual, it tells you every time you're in the boat to turn the bilge pump on. You don't have to do that as a float switch. If water's in there, it will kick it on. The media screen. So you have the ability to listen to the radio. And then if you want, you hit the menu button and you can fade forward, backward, play with the bass, treble, equalizer, all that kind of fun stuff. You'll notice when you're driving, you might have the radio cranked up a little higher than you would think, just because of wind and all that stuff. If you find yourself really always like, hey Brian, we listen to the radio at like 75% all the time, we gotta play with the radio. We gotta add an amplifier or something like that and boost. The stock radio only puts out like 25 watts per channel, so the speakers can only put out X amount of music, and then in order for you to hear, you gotta crank the volume up. So we can add stuff. We can add an amplifier, subwoofers, tower speakers, whatever you like. We're very good at it, so we can give you more sound. But I like this boat because you do get the little tweeters up in the top. Some people say they're a little tinny. Well, yeah, they are, but it kind of fills the sound in. It's really nice when you're driving. It actually hits the voice in. I know when I amplify the boat, I usually unplug those guys because they hiss. They're really not that good quality, and the amplifier gives them too much juice because those speakers and those speakers are tied together. So if you fade, like on the fader, if you went forward, you would get volume here and there, and if you go backwards, they tied the two rear speakers together because the boat stock radio can only run 4 speakers, so in order to have 8, they have to pair them together. You have, if you add, the radio is Sirius capable, so you'd have to add the little tuner in the antenna, and you can have Sirius. USB and auxiliary, the plug is over here. Just depends on who plugs into what. Whether you're like me, I have like a real old iPod and it doesn't work on USB, it only works on the auxiliary thing. Or the new ones you plug the USB. I think when you plug in the USB, it charges as well. I might be wrong. Certain boats do, certain boats don't. But you would just pick, the radio is pretty smart. If you plug into the USB, it usually picks up that you're plugged into the USB thing and sends you over there. Same with the auxiliary, it tells you that you should be using that kind of cable. Bluetooth. The nicest feature of the radio, but also kind of complicated. So the secret to the Bluetooth thing is that if you're going to pair your phone, everybody else needs to shut the Bluetooth off on their phone. Because when you hit pair, it just sends out a signal. Well, the radio is underneath his seat, so you might be sitting here waiting for the thing to searching, and his might pick up it. And when it comes up as like PA4U. It's the motto of the radio. It's really a weird thing that comes up. But once you do, boom, you will hit into one of these things that say empty. There's a little lock. So when it pairs, like it would come across and it would say Brian's iPhone. You can hit the lock button so that you stay there. It can hold 5, and once somebody introduces the 6, all it does is bump somebody out and stay in there. So as the main guy, you want your phone always to be Bluetooth there, so you can hit your little lock button so you stay in that one, you can stay in this one, he can stay in that one, and everybody else comes in, they just cycle through the other 2. But that is the Bluetooth secret, is to one device at a whack. And then from there, you can control it. You can control the songs. Polk does have a app you can put on your phone, and it will look like a little mini remote, so you can play with the radio right there on your phone while it's all Bluetooth together. Yeah, nothing really else in the media thing. It's pretty straightforward. If it is playing, and you can always hit the mute button, and you can just turn the volume down. But if someone's talking and you want it real quick, you can hit the mute button, and then hold it, and it'll actually shut the radio off. And then the next screen over is all the lights. So you have this is a little quick button for the lights. You can cycle through it. If you don't want to, if you're driving, you don't want to touch the menu and sing it, you can hit the light button once. It'll turn your navigation lights on. So this is when you're moving at night. So it'll turn the red and green light on, and it turns the white stick on at the top. That tells everybody I'm moving. And as you know from the class, if you see someone's red light and white light, that means you have to go behind them. Red, stop. So you got to go behind them because he sees your green light and white light. If you see someone's green light, obviously you have the right ahead because he sees your red light. If you see both, that means you're coming directly at each other. And if you only see the white light, that can be two things. A, you're coming from the stern of somebody, or they're anchored. When you're anchored at night, you put it into the anchor mode. It only leaves the white light on and just tells people, hey, I'm here. Don't hit me. Don't come anywhere near me, because A, they don't know. It's supposed to be the back of the boat, but your boat could be facing that way, or it could be facing that way. And your anchor line's down, so your anchor line's even more. So whenever you see someone's white light, you always just give them a lot of space, because you never know really until you get up there where their boat is, and everything else. You have docking lights, so your little headlights. They, unlike your car, you cannot drive on the water with the headlights on. They are docking lights for docking purposes only. So you drive under the moonlight until you get close to your slip, and then you can turn your docking lights on so you can see into your slip. Now the courtesy lights will come on. It only shows you two. There's actually four. So it's very important. It lights up your drinks over here, your drinks over there, and then it lights up the drinks up in the front. So we're very concerned that you know where your drinks are. Yeah. Okay. The neat part is that they are dimmable, so you can grab the dimmer switch. So at night, if they're a little crazy, those ones I don't find as nuts as when you throw those guys on at night. They can be a little bright, so you might just want some light, but you don't need it to be like daytime. So you can do the same thing. You can dim those. Yeah. Watertight. Yeah. All right. So we will fire up the motors. We'll do one at a time. I'll show you how things act over here, and go over some other things. So